Nostoc is a cyanobacteria, blue-green algae we say. Today we'll be doing it. Okay. So in the last class, we have to still continue with the first chapter, that is biological classification, and in the last class we were doing types of classification seen in Monera, right? So in Monera we saw that Monera is broadly divided into Archaebacteria and Eubacteria, and in Eubacteria is also called as true bacteria, which is present everywhere at present, current atmosphere they stay, and we divided Eubacteria into three types. One was Actinomycetes, which is also known as ray fungi. So one was Actinomycetes, which is known as ray fungi because it looks like a fungi. Okay, and we saw following examples over there. One was Mycobacterium, which causes TB, a disease. It's a parasite. Streptomycetes is a saprophyte which produces antibiotics. Okay, so large number of drug industries cultivate them and they extract antibiotics, and that is what is made into medicines. Okay. And next one was Frankia. So we saw Frankia doing symbiotic association with which plant? Ulmus. Okay. Then we saw Mycoplasma, which is the smallest bacteria, which is about 0.3 micrometer in size. It's called as joker of plant kingdom. Why? Does not have a cell wall. Okay, that's why it's called as joker of plant kingdom. Next we are supposed to do cyanobacteria. Okay, now put a heading as cyanobacteria. Okay, so cyanobacteria we also call it as blue green algae because अभी नाम से ही पता चलो उसका कलर होगा bluish green in color. Why algae? Some characters are similar to algae. Okay, that it is also photosynthetic. Okay, cyanobacteria slash blue green algae. Okay, so abhi where it is actually present, when we see the habitat of cyanobacteria, before that I'll say you what it is a free living organism, मतलब ये अपने आप से photosynthesis कर सकता है तो किसी पर dependent नहीं है, plus sometimes they are in symbiotic association with other plants, मतलब they can stay free but if they need an association also they can go for symbiotic association. Okay, so cyanobacteria का habitat होगा, we see them in water, they are in the water, that is in the fresh water में भी देखने को मिलेगा, marine habitat में भी देखने को मिलेगा, और कहीं जगह पर wetland होता है ना, moist soil, wetland, जहाँ पर you see sometimes the pond getting dried, उस जगह पर भी हमें ये cyanobacteria देखने को मिलेगा. Okay, हाँ. Now coming to its structure. Okay, coming to its structure, they are most of the time they are having a circular shape. Okay, so they can be like this and we call this, they can be unicellular. Bacteria can be, the cyanobacteria can be unicellular, or sometimes they will be like this grouped together. Okay, and this is like a filament, no? So we say it is filamentous. Or sometimes they might be present in colony. Okay, so they can be colonial. Okay, now whatever they are, whenever you touch a cyanobacteria or a colony of cyanobacteria, it's always slippery. Okay, slippery होता है. क्यों? Because they are surrounded by a mucilaginous sheath. Okay, you see that they are always surrounded by a mucilaginous sheath, and this is made up of polysaccharide. Polysaccharide का मतलब sugar से बना हुआ है. A bunch of sugar, group of sugars make this. Okay, so this is its structure. This bacteria is there, no? ये जो whatever shape they are in, whatever in colony or filamentous or unicellular they are, however they are circular in shape. So you know that coccus bacteria is non-motile. तो ये भी नॉन मोटाइल है. सो पानी में दे डू अ पैसिव मूवमेंट वेर एवर द वेव्स गो अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट दे मूव. ओके, सो दिस इज अ नॉन मोटाइल बैक्टीरिया. नाउ आई वांट यू ऑल टू राइट बिफोर दिस. Let's write the examples for cyanobacteria examples. I'll give you later. Okay. Now write down the habitat. First write down the habitat in your notes. Under that cyanobacteria. Habitat लिख लिया? Everybody? हाँ, do right. Over. Okay. Now. After that, we will see a little bit about cell details. First thing, let's see what is its cell wall made up of. What can be cyanobacteria's cell wall material? Yes, because they belong to eubacteria, है ना? So their cell wall is peptidoglycan, and this peptidoglycan is called as murin. That's why this peptidoglycan से नहीं बना हुआ है आर्की बैक्टीरिया का सेल वॉल, इसीलिए उसको बोलते हैं सूडोम्यूरिन. सूडो मतलब फॉल्स म्यूरिन. आर्की बैक्टीरिया का सूडोम्यूरिन लिखा है ना, क्योंकि वो पेप्टिडोग्लाइकन से नहीं बना हुआ है. अगर वो पेप्टिडोग्लाइकन से बना हुआ है तब भी हम उसको म्यूरिन बुलाएंगे. ओके, हाँ. Just like how they say, no, कि there is something like something called veg biryani doesn't exist. Just like that. So it is a pseudo biryani. Okay. हाँ. What happened? You are a vegetarian?
I'm a non-vegetarian.
Okay. हाँ. Now coming to the flagella. Since it is circular, you will see that no flagella. So it is non-motile. Another thing I forgot to tell you all in the last class, when we did the shapes of the bacteria, can you just recollect कौन से बैक्टीरिया में कौन से शेप में सेल वॉल होता है, सॉरी फ्लैजिला होता है? रॉड, बैसिलस, स्पाइरल, स्पिरिलम और कॉमा, विब्रियो. तो उसमें फ्लैजिला होता है, हमने दिया था. आई फॉरगॉट टू टेल यू ऑल दैट फ्लैजिला कौन से मटेरियल से बना हुआ है. नॉर्मली प्रोकारियोट्स में, तो प्रोकारियोट सिर्फ मोनेरा प्रोकारियोट है, बाकी सब यूकारियोट्स है ना. हाँ, प्रोकारियोट्स में अगर फ्लैजिला है, फ्लैजिला इज मेड फ्रॉम अ यूनिक मटीरियल कॉल्ड एज फ्लैजिलिन. फ्लैजिलिन प्रोटीन से बनता है फ्लैजिला. यूकारियोट्स में व्हेन आई डू प्रोटिस्टा आई विल टेल यू व्हाट इज द मटेरियल इट इज मेड अप ऑफ. ओके, सो देयर यू मेंशन wherever you have written flagella present, mention what it is made up of, what protein it is made up of. Protein. हाँ, they are made up of flagellin protein. जहां पर आप लोगों ने फ्लैजिला लिखा है ना, उधर ही ऐड कर लो फ्लैजिलिन प्रोटीन, मेड अप ऑफ फ्लैजिलिन प्रोटीन. मिला? नहीं मिल रहा है? नॉट गेटिंग? वो शेप्स में शायद मेंशन किया होगा, शेप्स में आगे आगे. हाँ, फ्लैजिलिन प्रोटीन. ओके, हाँ. सो इनके पास फ्लैजिला नहीं है. ओके, नाउ कमिंग टू द सेल. सेल वॉल तो है, डिटेल्स ऑफ द सेल. दिस इज सेल वॉल. एंड पता है आपको सेल वॉल के अंदर कौन सा मेम्ब्रेन देखने को मिलेगा? प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन. So this is प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन. ओके, हाँ. ये प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन में आप ऐसे इनफोल्डिंग्स देख सकते हो. मैंने लास्ट क्लास में बोला था इसको बोलते हैं मीसोजोम्स. करेक्ट, मीसोजोम्स. अभी इस मीसोजोम्स के ऊपर आप कुछ you can see some kind of pigments on the mesosomes. इसके ऊपर there are some kinds of pigments. Okay. Now this structure mesosome with the pigment, we call it as chromatophores. हम उसको बुलाते हैं chromatophores. What are chromatophores? Infolding with pigments. Now what kind of pigments do they have? They have, since I told you that they are photosynthetic, तो उसमें होगा एक क्लोरोफिल ए, ये तो बिल्कुल होगा क्योंकि फोटोसिंथेटिक, ऑक्सीजनिक फोटोसिंथेटिक में यही पिगमेंट था, मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन में यही दिया था ना. हाँ. देन देयर इज अ, नाम में ये कि ये ब्लू कलर का है, तो ब्लू कलर का पिगमेंट तो होना चाहिए. सो देयर इज फाइकोसाइनिन. दिस गिव्स ब्लू कलर. ओके. And there is another, a small quantity of pigment of phycoerythrin which gives it, sorry,
PM या basically stands for
plasma membrane. No, Narendra Modi. Okay, plasma membrane. You want me to write full?
No.
Okay, PM is plasma membrane, okay, or cell membrane you can say. Okay, this is chromatophores. That's why they are photosynthetic. Got it? Because इनके पास है pigment. Draw this. वो पूरे स्ट्रक्चर को, मीसोजोम के ऊपर जो पिगमेंट्स है ना, वो पूरे स्ट्रक्चर को हम क्रोमैटोफोर्स बुलाते हैं. एंड क्रोमैटोफोर्स आर हैविंग दीज 3 पिगमेंट्स. ओके. ऐसे एक इनफोल्डिंग है, उसके ऊपर पिगमेंट्स है, तो द होल स्ट्रक्चर को हम बोलते हैं क्रोमैटोफोर्स. ओके. नाउ inside the cell you also see some storage structures, and the storage structures are you see storage structures are made up of compounds called as there is a special kind of starch. Plants में कौन सा storage part है? Starch है ना. Starch is a storage material. Animals में glycogen, ये पता है ना आपको. Animals में glycogen, हम जो भी खाते हैं, our reserve food material is stored in glycogen and fats. लेकिन plants में it is stored in the form of starch. So this is somewhat related to plants because they do photosynthesis. तो उनका storage material will be a different kind of starch, इसीलिए हम बुलाते हैं उसको cyanophycean starch. And there will be some gas vacuoles inside them. So write down storage hyphen cyanophycean starch, cyanophycean,
Can you spell it?
PHYCEAN, Phycean starch, and gas vacuoles. Okay. And gas vacuoles. Now we will see there is a unique type of cell here. I will be telling about that. Now if you consider, these are the normal cells. Which were like this. We studied about these cells. So अगर उनके पास क्लोरोफिल ये है तो ये सारे cells photosynthetic in nature होंगे. At the center you will see a unique cell which belongs to them. Their number is very less. And this cell is known as heterocyst. This cell is known as heterocyst. Okay. अभी let's see what are the characteristics, why it is unique. एक यहाँ पर thick cell wall होगा. See compared to other cell wall, इसका cell wall थोड़ा thick है ना. There is thick cell wall. Second is, यहां पर देखो इसके अंदर सब एयर पैसेज हो सकता है, बाकी के सेल्स के अंदर एयर कैन कम इनसाइड इट. व्हाट एयर, अगर उधर गैस एयर ऑक्सीजन भी बनता है ना, फोटोसिंथेसिस का बाय प्रोडक्ट. ऑक्सीजन एक फोटोसिंथेसिस का बाय प्रोडक्ट क्या है? ऑक्सीजन. तो ऑक्सीजन भी बनता है. देयर इज ऑब्वियसली ऑक्सीजन गोइंग आउट, कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड कमिंग इन, लाइक दैट. बट दिस हेटेरोसिस्ट इज एन एरोबिक इन नेचर. मतलब gases don't pass. Gases do not pass. Now why like that? Because they have a unique pigment. यहाँ पर chlorophyll A नहीं है. Chlorophyll A is absent. Okay? Chlorophyll A absent है. तो अगर chlorophyll A absent है तो क्या absent होगा? Photosynthesis is absent, no? हाँ. So photosynthesis is absent. तो यहां पर क्लोरोफिल ए नहीं है, क्लोरोफिल ए एज अ पिगमेंट नहीं है, तो फोटोसिंथेसिस एब्सेंट है. लेकिन यहां पर कोई और पिगमेंट है. दैट पिगमेंट इज नोन एज नाइट्रोजिनेस पिगमेंट. दिस इज नाइट्रोजिनेस पिगमेंट. तो इनके अंदर नाइट्रोजनस पिगमेंट होता है. Now what do this nitrogenous pigment do is, they take the atmosphere nitrogen and they will convert into ammonium. What rhizobium frankia does, no? इसमें से सिर्फ ये एक सेल करता है. So that's why I won't call this as symbiotic mode of nutrition, क्योंकि इनका मैक्सिमम मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन फोटोसिंथेसिस से चलता है. अगर ये हेटेरोसिस्ट है, इस एक सेल में क्या होगा? एटमॉस्फेरिक नाइट्रोजन अमोनियम में होगा बिकॉज ऑफ नाइट्रोजिनस पिगमेंट. अब ये क्यों थिक सेल वॉल है एंड व्हाई डिड आई टेल यू इट इज एन एनारोबिक इन नेचर? अगर कहीं पर भी ऑक्सीजन पास हुआ, थिन सेल वॉल है और ऑक्सीजन अंदर आया, तो ये जो एंजाइम है ना, नाइट्रोजिनस एंजाइम, ये इनएक्टिव हो जाएगा. So to protect that enzyme, they have a thick cell wall and they are creating anaerobic condition. Okay? So nitrogenase is sensitive to oxygen. समझा? Do you want me to repeat it? Only one cell, there is unique cell called as heterocyst. Thick cell wall, anaerobic in nature. क्लोरोफिल ए क्यों एब्सेंट है? क्योंकि अगर फोटोसिंथेसिस हुआ तो ऑक्सीजन रिलीज होगा. तो अगर ऑक्सीजन रिलीज हुआ अंदर ही, ये बाहर ऑक्सीजन आने के लिए नहीं छोड़ रहा है, अगर अंदर ही ऑक्सीजन रिलीज हुआ, नाइट्रोजनस एंजाइम क्या हो जाएगा? इनएक्टिव. सिर्फ ये एंजाइम को प्रोटेक्ट करने के लिए इसने थिक सेल वॉल बना दिया और क्लोरोफिल ए को हटा दिया. समझा? Understood? Okay. Please write this. Draw this.
Why are they protecting the nitrogen?
Because sometimes the bacteria wants to do symbiotic association. That time a plant will allow to stay inside it when it is giving something, no? So this cell will give nitrogen, ammonia to it.
So it is always present in the.
If it is free living condition, if the cyanobacteria is free living condition, then this will be there, but it is not functional. But when they are in symbiotic association, they are doing the work. It's like a backup. Okay. Now let's see what are the examples. You can see, you can see here there is heterocyst. This is a unique cell. Okay, आपके textbook में भी है. Now let's see what are the examples. Write down the examples. Examples. Nostoc. Somebody was asking, no, what is nostoc? So what is it going to come? What is the mode of nutrition of nostoc now? Oxygenic photoautotrophs. Autotrophs में भी आएगा, oxygenic photoautotrophs में भी आएगा. Nostoc, Anabaena, Nostoc, write down Nostoc, Anabaena, spirulina, oscillatoria, oscillatoria, oscillatoria. Oscillatoria, etc. Okay, fine. Now we will put a heading as role of cyanobacteria.
What is that semantic entity?
I'll tell you. Role of cyanobacteria. So now, in the whole eubacteria, we saw that it was only cyanobacteria which was photosynthetic in nature. So they will definitely behave as producers in our ecosystem, है ना? Ecosystem में producer cyanobacteria हो सकता है. Pond में cyanobacteria can be a producer which can be eaten by the next trophic level. So they act like producers. They are the ones which synthesize the food. Okay, write down first point. Since cyanobacteria are photosynthetic in nature, since cyanobacteria are photosynthetic in nature, they behave as producers. As well as fixed atmospheric nitrogen, as well as fixed atmospheric nitrogen. Okay, this is the first thing. Now this cyanobacteria, that is spirulina, okay, spiral shaped रहता है. It is known as superfood. Okay, you can see in any pharmaceuticals or sometimes in Amazon you will get tablets of them. Okay, multivitamin जैसे tablets से. So they say that eating 1 gram of spirulina, if you add 1 gram of spirulina into your diet, it's equivalent to eating 1 kg of fruits. मतलब पेट भरेगा नहीं, उसमें जो मिनरल्स है फूड में जो मिनरल्स है ना, मिनरल्स न्यूट्रिएंट्स, वो आपको मिलेगा. ये एक्चुअली इसका डिस्कवरी भी थोड़ा यूनिक है. ओके, समवेयर इन अफ्रीका, आई थिंक इथियोपिया इज द कंट्री, आई एम नॉट श्योर. तो आपको पता है अफ्रीका में बहुत जगह पर फैमिन है, एज वेल एज बहुत माल नरिश्ड पीपल वी फाइंड ओवर देयर, लाइक दिस डिसीजेस क्वाशियोकर्स, स्कर्वी, उधर ज्यादा है. माल नरिश्ड पीपल वी फाइंड, इंडिया में भी है लेकिन अफ्रीका में सबसे ज्यादा है ना. हाँ, तो एक विलेज में उनको फूड है ही नहीं, दे आर लाइक ईटिंग 1 meal a day, like that. Okay, not even 1 meal a day, in a week at least twice or thrice they get something to eat. That kind of condition in that village, people are not showing any symptoms of malnourishment. They are all fit and fine, they are hungry but they don't have any protein deficiency or calcium deficiency, nothing like that. So the scientists were very curious, ऐसा क्या है, because they are not eating anything and there is no deficiency. So they saw that they were drinking water from a particular pond and that pond was completely contaminated, मतलब पूरा भरा था spirulina से. So they were drinking that, no, so that gave them nourishment. तो तब से spirulina आया था as a commercial product. So people take spirulina tablets, बहुत सारे industries है जो spirulina को culture करते हैं and they make it make powders of it and they also making tablets of it. But there is many research, CFTRI, that is Central Food of Research, okay, institute, CFTRI. It's a very it's a good institute for food technology. Anybody is interested in food and nutrition, no, you can do research over there. So they उनका एक बहुत important research चल रहा है कि they want to bring spirulina to our tables. ऐसे जैसे हम पालक सब्जी घर पे बनाते हैं ना, तो they are making it tastier, they are trying to make it tastier, कि लोग spirulina खरीदे या फिर उसमें कुछ ingredients ऐसे ऐड करके या मार्केट में लेकर आए कि spirulina बार spirulina चिक्की, they are trying to do this because they want people to eat and इससे बहुत सारे, you need not take multivitamin tablets, ये it will start, all these problems will go. So we call spirulina as a superfood. Okay, Write down next point. Spirulina is used as a superfood. Okay, next point. Sometimes you must have seen any ponds or lakes, it will be completely green in color. Have you all seen? This is called as algal bloom. मतलब उस पॉन्ड में बहुत बायोडिग्रेडेबल वेस्ट है, शायद सीवेज वाटर एंटर हो चुका है और इसके वजह से बिकॉज ऑफ द सीवेज वाटर बायोडिग्रेडेशन के लिए बहुत सारे algae have grown and this is not a good condition. We shouldn't be happy with this. इससे क्या हो जाएगा, algae will be on the top, will be covering the whole on the upper surface. Okay? और ये algae अभी photosynthesis नहीं करेगा, ये degradation करने में लगा हुआ है. तो इससे for degradation what will be the algae doing? Algae will use the oxygen which is in the pond. Now the fish or the amphibians and the other animals in the water will have deficiency and they start dying. So algal blooms are actually caused by cyanobacteria. Okay, so write down next point. Cyanobacteria causes algal blooms. Cyanobacteria causes algal blooms. Next point. They are in symbiotic association with. Under that first one, A. Nostoc, symbiotic association with nostoc. Nostoc तो cyanobacteria पता है. In association with cycas. Nostoc is associated with cycas plant. In association with cycas, CYCAS. Cycas एक जिम्नोस्पर्म है. Okay? So cycas plants के root में हम nostoc देख सकते हैं. जैसे rhizobium was in leguminous plant, like that. Nostoc in association with, they are in symbiotic association. क्या लिखा है? Symbiotic association with first one. Nostoc is associated with cycas plant. CYCAS. Cycas plant. Second one, एक फर्न है. फर्न्स यू ऑल नो टेरिडोफाइट्स. तो फर्न्स के लीव्स में, इन द लीव्स ऑफ द फर्न, द नेम ऑफ द फर्न इज अजोला. तो उसके लीफ में हम एनाबीना देख सकते हैं. एनाबीना इज इन एसोसिएशन विद इट. सो राइट डाउन एनाबीना is associated with azolla. Next, अभी lichen तो some of you all know. I told you what is lichen. Lichen is made up of algae and fungi. Sometimes this algae, I told you algae, no? That algae can be a blue-green algae. मतलब cyanobacteria. Okay? Fungi तो fungi ही है. हाँ. So write down next point. The algal part of lichen is cyanobacteria. Okay. So this is about cyanobacteria. So we have completed kingdom Monera. Okay. Now open your textbooks. Okay. Kingdom Protista. Okay. Now can you tell me in which classification was Kingdom Protista introduced? Third. Three kingdom classification. And who did it? Ernst Haeckel. Okay. Write down Kingdom Protista. Under that, it was created in 13 3 kingdom classification. It was created in 3 kingdom classification by Ernst Haeckel. Okay. So this is the only kingdom where we see organisms are unicellular and they are eukaryotes. बाकी सारे अभी मोनेरा में क्या था, यूनिसेलुलर थे लेकिन प्रोकारियोट्स थे. सो इन दिस 5 किंगडम क्लासिफिकेशन ये एक ही किंगडम है जहां पर ऑर्गेनिजम्स आर यूनिसेलुलर एंड यूकारियोट्स. राइट डाउन दिस इज सेकंड पॉइंट. द ऑर्गेनिजम्स आर यूनिसेलुलर एंड यूकारियोट्स. यूकारियोट्स. आपको पता है ना व्हाट इज अ प्रोकारियोट एंड व्हाट इज अ यूकारियोट नाउ. ओके, नेक्स्ट पॉइंट. हाँ, नाउ लेट्स सी व्हाट यूकारियोटिक फीचर्स इट इज गोइंग टू सी. फर्स्ट यूकारियोटिक फीचर व्हाट यू आर गोइंग टू सी इज व्हाट इज द मेन थिंग, व्हाट डिफाइंस यूकारियोट्स. वेल डेवलप्ड न्यूक्लियस, मतलब जेनेटिक मटेरियल के अराउंड है न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन. सो राइट डाउन द यूकारियोटिक फीचर्स आर. The eukaryotic features are, first point, well developed nucleus. Well developed nucleus. Second, what do we see is प्रोकारियोट्स में सब कुछ साइटोप्लाज्म था, कोई भी ऑर्गेनल्स नहीं था. यू नो व्हाट आर ऑर्गेनल्स? माइटोकॉन्ड्रिया, क्लोरोप्लास्ट, ऑल दिस वी सॉ. पिगमेंट्स भी कहाँ था? बस प्लाज्मा मेम्ब्रेन के ऊपर था पिगमेंट्स, उसी को हमने क्रोमैटोफोर्स बोला. लेकिन यूकारियोटिक ऑर्गेनिज्म में पिगमेंट रखने के लिए भी एक स्पेशल ऑर्गेनल है और उसी को बोलते हैं हम क्लोरोप्लास्ट. अगर कलरफुल पिगमेंट है जो पेटल्स में देखने को मिलेगा, पर्पल कलर, पिंक कलर, तो वहां पर क्रोमोप्लास्ट रहेगा. मतलब क्रोमोप्लास्ट इज अ वेसल इनसाइड विच पिगमेंट्स आर देयर. ओके, सो देयर इज अ, व्हाट डू वी सी, membrane bounded cell organelles are seen. So the second point is membrane bounded cell organelles. Membrane bounded cell organelles are present. Membrane bounded cell organelles are present. Third point, if it is undergoing asexual reproduction, prokaryotes में asexual reproduction where how many types? Two types. Binary fission and spore formation. Very good. So how was binary fission happened? बस एक सेल था, अपना जेनेटिक मटेरियल को डबल किया, बाद में वो मीसोसोम्स ज्वाइन हुआ और डिवाइड हो गया. मतलब ये एक बहुत सिंपल तरीके से 20 मिनट में होने वाला डिवीजन है. लेकिन यूकारियोट्स में ऐसा नहीं. यूकारियोट्स में अगर सेल डिवीजन हो रहा है देन इट इज प्योरली थ्रू माइटोसिस. मतलब G1 फेस, S फेस, G2 फेस, M फेस रहेगा. M फेस में भी प्रोफेस, मेटाफेस, एनाफेस, टीलोफेस देखोगे, स्पिंडल फाइबर फॉर्मेशन देखोगे, डीएनए बिकमिंग क्रोमोसोम देखोगे, डीएनए का क्रोमोसोम का स्प्लिटिंग देखोगे. ये सब याद है ना, पढ़ा है ना. हाँ, तो ये सब होता है और इसी को हम माइटोसिस बोलते हैं. सो राइट डाउन asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction is by mitosis. ओके, हाँ. और सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन में मोनेरा में कैसे हुआ था? इट वॉज जस्ट अ डीएनए ट्रांसफर. कोई स्टेप नहीं होता, गैमेट फॉर्मेशन नहीं देखा था, जाइगोट भी नहीं देखा था, कुछ नहीं देखा था हमने. डायरेक्टली वी सॉ दैट देयर वाज डीएनए ट्रांसफर, वो भी हॉरिजॉन्टल डीएनए ट्रांसफर. यहां पर हम सब देखेंगे. ओके, सो राइट डाउन सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, सेक्सुअल रिप्रोडक्शन has following steps. Under that, A, meiosis, B, gamete formation, meiosis, B, gamete formation, C, crossing over, C, crossing over, D, fusion of gametes, D, fusion of gametes, E, vertical DNA transfer, vertical DNA transfer, vertical DNA transfer, F, zygote formation, zygote formation. ओके अगर प्रोटिस्टा में फ्लैजिला है एंड वो फ्लैजिला फ्लैजिलिन से नहीं बना हुआ है, वो बना है ट्यूबुलिन से. ओके फ्रॉम प्रोटिस्टा till animal kingdom you will see if flagella is there, flagella is made up of tubulin. Write down. From protista next point, from protista till animal kingdom flagella is made up of flagellin. Okay. Sir, correct. Tubulin. Good. Tubulin. You all are not sleeping. Okay. So now TUBILIN, tubulin, TUBULIN. Okay. Now we just saw about bacteria, that is kingdom Monera. Okay, I'll write Monera on there. Okay, we saw kingdom Monera. So the organisms which are coming under kingdom Monera were exclusively prokaryotes and unicellular. Now when we see evolutionary history, उसके बाद Monera only turned into, some of the organisms of Monera got evolved into Protista. तो यहाँ पर changes क्या हुआ? यहाँ पर changes हो गया यूकारियोट and unicellular. Now when we study Protista, you see that Protista has Protista has some features which are similar to kingdom fungi, similar to kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. मतलब Protista के पास तीनों kingdom का features है. So that's why we say some of the organisms of Protista only turned into, they were the ones, some of them turned into fungi, some of them turned into plants and some of them turned into animals. तो हम इसको बोलते हैं, प्रोटिस्टा को बोलेंगे इट इज अ ट्रांजिशनरी फेज. ये कैसा फेज है? या phase. So it's a transitionary phase from Monera to other kingdoms. क्योंकि प्रोटिस्टा के पास तीनों किंगडम का फीचर्स दिखता है. So we can say Protista is a connecting link. जैसे हमने लिविंग वर्ल्ड में जिन लोगों का हुआ है, I showed you all a bird called Archaeopteryx. So that had connecting link. So like that, मतलब वो रेप्टाइल भी नहीं था, बर्ड भी नहीं था, बीच में था. वैसे ही Protista is a connecting link for other kingdoms. Okay, write down. But inside that small spores are found. You won't see a bacteria, you see spores.
So this happens in
Unfavorable condition.
amoeba. This happens.
It also happens in amoeba, yeah. You see in amoeba also. We say endocysts there. Okay. Now at this point, Protista is a connecting link because many members share similarities with other kingdoms. At this point, okay, in your notes. Now next, put a heading as classification of Protista. The heading as classification of Protista. It's a flow chart.
Can we wait?
Huh?
Can you wait like 5 minutes?
What do you want?
Wait.
A break. It's not even 1 hour.
It is 1 hour and 15 minutes, which is like exactly half of the time you're supposed to do so.
I'll give at 4 o'clock. Okay? हाँ. इतना नींद आती है क्या मेरे क्लास में? So boring am I? हाँ. Huh? You learned physics before. This is the first class, no? Okay. हाँ. What happened? No, not a whole page. Half page is also enough. Okay? हाँ. No.
This is fine.
That's fine. Okay. So क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ प्रोटिस्टा को हम क्या करेंगे कि अभी उसके मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन के बेसिस पर हम प्रोटिस्टा को क्लासिफाई करेंगे. सो राइट डाउन. So based on the mode of nutrition, some of the protista we see that they are photosynthetic in nature, just like plants. मतलब ये जो part यही है ना, बाद में plants बने थे. Okay, so we say photosynthetic protista protista, they are like plants. Okay, यही आगे जाकर plants बने थे. इसमें let's see what are the examples we have to study. एक है diatom, second one dinoflagellates. Diatoms हैं, I'll make you all write chrysophytes. Chrysophytes, dinoflagellates और उसके बाद आएगा euglenoids. So these are photosynthetic protista. Then we see some of them are like fungi. Fungi का main mode of nutrition क्या है? Saprophytes, है ना? So we see
Is it L-I and U?
flagellate, euglenoids, L-E-E, euglenoids. Saprophytic protista. Here we have only one example, that is slime molds. Slime molds. Slime molds. So they are like just like fungi. Slime molds. Okay. Then we have the other group, that is holozoic protista. Holozoic protista. holozoic का मतलब they are going to ingest. Okay, so it's like, yeah, this is like fungi, this is like animals. वो पूरा दूसरे ऑर्गेनिज्म को खाते हैं. ओके, and under that we have protozoans. Protozoans come under this. Okay, yeah, write down this mode of nutrition. Sorry, not mode of nutrition, classification. Classification is based on mode of nutrition. So you don't see a variety of classification how we saw in Monera. Kingdom Monera में कितने classifications थे, है ना? Chemoautotrophs, anoxygenic photoautotrophs. Why it was like that? क्योंकि वो जब present थे, when bacteria was present, earth was unstable. So when Protista had come, earth was quite stable. इसीलिए आपको इतना variety of mode of nutrition देखने को नहीं मिलेगा. So chrysophytes में दो groups होते हैं. Okay? So we see that the chrysophytes itself are divided into two groups. In that first one is desmids, इसको हम बोलते हैं golden algae. We call them as golden algae. And the next one diatoms, which we have to study. Desmids is not in our syllabus. We are not studying. We are going to study about diatoms. Okay?
Okay, sorry.
हाँ. So this is how diatoms look. They are of different shapes. Okay? हाँ. Write down. Chrysophytes की दो लिखो, desmids, golden algae and diatoms.
Should we make a table?
No, don't make a table, just the names. Under chrysophytes you get desmids and diatoms. We are not going to study about desmids, but you have to know it's known as golden algae.
So are they golden? Are they golden?
They are golden in color. Brownish in color actually. Okay. Next put a heading as, side heading as diatoms. So diatoms are actually unicellular chrysophytes जो बिल्कुल ऐसे दिखते हैं, अलग अलग शेप के होते हैं. ओके, और कहाँ मिलेगा ये? You will see this in fresh water and marine. So the habitat is fresh water and marine. Diatoms, under that first point, habitat fresh water and marine. What are? Chrysophytes is group. Okay. Huh. So now when you see diatom, no, its cell wall is very unique. Its cell wall is like a soap tray. You know how does a soap tray fit? एक छोटा रहता है, उसका covering बड़ा रहता है. So the big one fits over small one. See, like this their cell wall is. So the it's not complete cell wall. There is a one which is like a small case. उसके ऊपर बड़ा वाला case बैठेगा. Like this. Okay. So they have a cell wall which is soap tray like. और ये cell wall भी unique material से बना हुआ है. एक उसका material है cellulose, क्योंकि प्लांट्स का सेल वॉल भी सेलुलोज से बना है, ये हमने सीखा है. Along with that there is silica deposition. Okay, silica is the toughest material in the earth because ऐसे कोई एंजाइम नहीं है जो सिलिका को डिग्रेड कर सकता है. ओके, सो इनका सेल वॉल इज मेड अप ऑफ सेलुलोज प्लस सिलिका. इसके वजह से ये ना मरने के बाद भी, डायटम्स मरने के बाद भी अंदर जो भी है that will everything get degraded, but their cell wall never degrades. So after dying also their cell wall gets deposited on the bottom of the sea or bottom of the fresh water, because there is no एंजाइम, मतलब जो भी डिग्रेडेशन करते हैं फंगाई और बैक्टीरिया, उनके पास एंजाइम ही नहीं है जो सिलिका को डिग्रेड करे. ओके, सो दैट्स व्हाई इट इज द इनडिस्ट्रक्टेबल सब्सटेंस. और ये मरने के बाद ऐसे फ्रेश वाटर रिवर या सी के बेड में जाकर इट इज गोइंग टू सेटल डाउन लाइक अ वाइट सेडिमेंट, और इसको हम बोलते हैं डायटमेशियस अर्थ. एंड दे एक्चुअली टेक दिस आउट and people make many different materials. We'll talk about it. Okay, write down cell structure. Put a heading as cell structure. Put a heading as cell structure. Under that, first point, cell wall. Under that cell wall, cell wall is made up of cellulose, cell wall is made up of cellulose and silica, forming a thin overlapping structure, like a soap tray, like a soap box or soap tray, in soap box. Okay, due to silica, the cell wall is indestructible and they accumulate as diatomaceous earth in the water body, Okay, next is coming to its movement. They do not have flagella. Okay, diatoms don't have flagella. So how will they move? Based on water current. पानी कहाँ जाता है? They will show passive movement. So next point, write down flagella is absent. They are non-motile. Show passive movement. Okay, next write down pigment. Chlorophyll A and fucoxanthin. Fucoxanthin gives them brown color.
What do you mean by passive movement?
Passive movement मतलब पानी के साथ मूव करते हैं, खुद से मूव नहीं करते हैं, बट थ्रू अ मीडियम दे आर मूविंग. Pigment, chlorophyll A, fucoxanthin. Now take a break. Okay, fine. Now let's continue. Write down storage. So they have a special structure called, they also store starch. मतलब plant like है ना, they store starch, but उनका starch structure is very different, और उसको बोलेंगे हम, once again, chrysolaminarin starch. क्राइसो वहाँ पर रॉन्ग दिया है, क्राइसोलैमिनारिन स्टार्च, CHRYSO, क्राइसोलैमिनारिन, LAMINARIN, क्राइसोलैमिनारिन स्टार्च. Chrysolaminarin starch. Okay, हाँ. Next one is nutrition. So what kind of nutrition diatoms show if they are like plant? Oxygenic photoautotropes. Oxygenic photoautotropes. Okay, next write down reproduction. So reproduction will be binary fission in the bracket mitosis. In the bracket mitosis. Okay. Now coming to its significance. What is the main significant? एक photosynthesis करता है. So they are the main producers in the ocean. Ocean में producers because ocean में sunlight सिर्फ ऊपर के surface पर आता है ना, deep में नहीं होता है. So producer always present on the upper surface, and in the upper surface we see diatoms present. So we say they are the chief producers of ocean. So significance में first point, they are the chief producers of ocean. Okay. Okay. Now I just told you that they form diatomaceous earth. Because this diatomaceous earth is very rough in nature, so they have been removed, mined out of the ocean और on the sea, and हम लोग उसको पॉलिशिंग में यूज करते हैं. मतलब यू माइट बी सीइंग कार्विंग, ये जो स्टोन्स में कार्विंग करते हैं ना, मूर्तियां बनाते हैं ना, तो उनको कार्व करने के बाद उसको एक फिनिशिंग टच देने के लिए दे टेक लाइक अ सैंड पेपर एंड दे रब इट टू गेट अ फिनिशिंग टच. सो इट्स नॉट अ सैंड से बना हुआ पेपर नहीं है, वो डायटम से बना हुआ पेपर है, क्योंकि वो टफ रहता है, इससे वो शार्पनेस, वो जो प्रॉपर फिनिश आता है. ओके, सो दे आर यूज्ड इन पॉलिशिंग एंड ऑल्सो इन ऑयल एक्सट्रैक्शन. ऑयल एक्सट्रैक्शन का मतलब है कि पेट्रोलियम ऑयल को एक्सट्रैक्ट करने के लिए वो फर्नेस है ना, वो फर्नेस इज मेड अप ऑफ दिस डायटमेशियस अर्थ. सो राइट डाउन, since diatoms are indestructible, diatomaceous earth are indestructible because they are made up of silica, they are used in polishing. They are used in polishing, syrup making, क्योंकि filtration के लिए अच्छा होगा. So if you are doing a maple syrup or any kind of syrup, so filtration अगर वो rough है, तो those tiny particles will be there and you will only get the nice filtrate. Okay? हाँ, syrup making and oil extraction as filter, and oil extraction used for filtration. Okay, so this is the importance of diatoms. Okay, now open your textbook. हाँ, that's why we say, because protista में सिर्फ unicellular eukaryotes आता है, लेकिन we can say diatom as a plant also, no? Because it is photosynthetic. Just because they are unicellular, I am placing it under protista. Okay? हाँ. Okay, fine. So next photosynthetic organism what we are going to study is dinoflagellates. So put a heading as dinoflagellates. Okay, next is dinoflagellates. Now डायटम्स में फ्लैजिला नहीं था, अभी इनके नाम में ही है फ्लैजिला. सो दे हैव फ्लैजिला एंड डाई मीन्स टू. सो दे हाउ मेनी फ्लैजिला दे आर हैविंग? टू फ्लैजिलास. ओके, डाइनोफ्लैजिलेट्स हैव टू फ्लैजिला. नाउ वेयर डू यू फाइंड दिस डाइनोफ्लैजिलेट्स? They are exclusively in marine condition. You only see them in marine habitat. Okay, dinoflagellates नीचे habitat exclusively in marine, exclusively marine water. Now when we see dinoflagellates, उनके ऊपर you will see the cell wall in the form of plates. ऐसे plates like cell wall will be placed. Okay, they are in the form of plates, a stiff plate. Okay, so this is the cell wall as cell wall plates, and this is made up of cellulose. Cellulose से बना हुआ है. Okay, you can see in between there is a long groove. Groove is like a gap, and this is known as, we call it as, this is known as longitudinal groove, and from this groove you are going to see one flagella coming out of this. So I will call it as longitudinal flagella. Okay, अभी ये ग्रूव जो ऐसे है हॉरिजॉन्टल है, we call it as transverse groove, and from here you will see another flagella. दो flagella है ना, you will see another flagella coming out of this, which is known as transverse flagella. This is how a dinoflagellate looks like. Okay, draw this. Inside, it's like this. It's a 3D picture. I have drawn a 2D, but it's, imagine 3D. Cell organelles are present inside. There's a hollow. Now, after the structure, write down cell wall. Cell wall. After drawing the structure, write down cell wall. Made up of cellulose stiff plates. Made up of cellulose stiff plates. Plates, cellulose stiff plates. Next, flagella. How many flagellas they have? -2, and they are motile. So can I call them as plankton? No. Plankton shows passive movement. Okay. Next point. Storage. Now what do they store is, they store just like plant. What is higher plants storage organ, storage material? Starch. Starch they store. Okay, storage hyphen starch. Next is pigment. After flagella, storage. Storage hyphen starch. Okay, next is pigment. You can see dinoflagellate अलग अलग कलर्स के मिलते हैं, बट मैंडेटरी है क्लोरोफिल ए, क्योंकि इनको फोटोसिंथेसिस करना है. सो राइट डाउन क्लोरोफिल ए, पिगमेंट क्लोरोफिल ए. इसके साथ कभी कभी रेड कलर का भी होता है. रेड किसकी वजह से है? फाइकोएरिथ्रिन. रेड इन द ब्रैकेट फाइकोएरिथ्रिन, फाइकोएरिथ्रिन, कॉमा ब्राउन, येलो, ब्राउन, येलो, ब्लू, अलग अलग कलर के दिखते हैं. ओके, क्लोरोफिल ए, ब्लू, ब्राउन, रेड, येलो. Okay, next nutrition. What nutrition will they show if they have chlorophyll A?
Oxygen.
Yes, oxygenic photoautotrophs. Oxygenic photoautotrophs. Next comes to the reproduction. Reproduction is again by binary fission. What kind of binary fission? Mitosis. Reproduction, binary fission, comma, mitosis. Okay, next write down significance. Significance. So there is a diatom जिसका नाम है guanylix. कुछ ऐसा दिखता है.
You have to press across all the digits.
Okay, you have to see guanylix. Okay, something it looks like this kind of structure it has. Okay, and this dinoflagellate is red in color and it can divide very fast. जब भी कभी उसका favorable environment है, मतलब उसका food है and उसका proper temperature, proper pressure है, तो वो अपने आप इतना fast divide करता है and it causes the whole sea to look red. It looks like some animal is slaughtered. ऐसा दिखेगा कभी कभार, not all the time, sometimes. बारिश के मौसम पे ज़्यादा है. Okay, and it causes red tide. Sometimes you might see the whole tide coming is red and it is filled with guanylix. Okay, write down guanylax, Gonylax, which divides very fast. Which divides very fast. Very fast, causes red tide. Okay, the same guanylax is there. Now, अभी ऐसे पानी आया, please don't swim in that water, because this guanylax produces a toxin known as saxitoxin. Okay, and if a fish eats that toxin, a fish is going to die. And if we eat that dead fish, कभी कभार मिलता है ना, dead fish also people will just sell it off for money. Ice डालकर they sell it. And if we eat that fish, we are going to get paralyzed. It's a neurotoxin, directly brain को attack करता है. Okay, so this guanylax produces this toxin. So write down next point. Guanylax produces saxitoxin, SAXI. Guanylax produces saxitoxin. Sexy मत लिखो, saxy लिखो. Guanylax produces saxitoxin, SAXI, which kills the human,
Which kills fish, right?
which kills fish and paralyzes human. Have you sometimes seen bioluminescence in the sea? Right? Especially in Goa, that side you will get, or out, yeah, on the Karwar side, Karnataka side also you see.
Paralyzed like temporarily or permanently?
It's permanent. But you can heal if you take the antidote of that toxin. You will be healed. Okay?
How do they clean the sea after the...
They die also very soon. When it's again unfavorable, they actually die. It's present in the sea. जब भी उनको favorable condition आता है, they just multiply. Okay?
Like the rain.
Especially rainy season is their main, it's their favorable environment.
Are there,
Okay? So,
are there any particular regions in which these appear?
they suddenly appear. Sometimes recently in Marve beach also they showed it. Somebody had clicked a picture. Now Red Sea is not because of guanylax. It's a red algae there. Okay? वो अलग है. वो ठीक है. Mediterranean region, that side is fine. but this will suddenly appear. पानी में है in a very small quantity. Whenever it's a favorable condition, they just multiply like anything.
So if you go for a swim in the sea, then
And if you drink that water, obviously you'll be paralyzed. Okay? Huh. Obviously, when you swim and when you play, some few drops will definitely go inside your body. No? Huh. Sometimes people say if you swim in that water also, it's very allergic to your skin. It starts itching. Okay? Huh. Next is bioluminescence caused bioluminescence by noctulina. By noctulina. See, this is a bioluminescent dinoflagellate. It's actually unicellular. Okay? Noctulina. Noctulina. This is not toxic. They have this pigment, because of that they shine. Noctulina. Lina. Okay, Maldives may be correct, you can see. This is not toxic.
Jellyfishes also have this.
Sorry?
Jellyfishes also have this.
Jellyfishes also have. Jellyfish, yeah. Jellyfish has, and there is something called Cnidaria, even they show. Okay? Fine. Now let's read about dinoflagellate. Open your textbook. Okay? Now coming to the habitat of Euglena. Euglena is present in fresh water. So write down first point, present in fresh water. So we saw diatoms, fresh and marine. Dinoflagellates were also completely marine. Abhi euglenoids completely fresh water. So you can write exclusively fresh water also. Okay. Next is structure. Till now we saw dinoflagellate का cell wall किससे बना था? Cellulosic stiff plates. Diatoms का cellulose plus silica था. Euglena के पास cell wall ही नहीं है. Okay? So cell wall hyphen absent. लेकिन इनके around एक protective covering है. And it is proteinaceous and it is made up of pellicle. So they don't have cell wall. Cell wall is not made. Cell wall is a rigid material, but they have some covering around them. Plasma membrane के बाहर एक covering है जिसको हम बुलाते हैं pellicle. It's a proteinaceous. ये euglena को flexibility देगा. So euglena is little flexible in nature. Okay, write down. Cell wall is absent, but cell has a covering. But cell has a covering. But cell has a covering made up of protein called pellicle. So this is the pellicle. On the apex we can see there is flagella. On the apex we can see there is flagella. यहाँ पर भी दो flagella है coming from the apical region, लेकिन एक लंबा है और एक short है. So unequal length flagella I see. So write down flagella hyphen 2 in number, 2 in number, but unequal in length. Unequal in length, arising from the apex. Okay, next comes to pigment. So what pigment will they have? They have a special pigment. One is chlorophyll A mandatory. Along with that they have chlorophyll B. So chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B they have. It's completely green in color. कोई और pigment नहीं है. So write down pigment hyphen chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. In the bracket, like higher plants. Like higher plants. यूकारियोट है तो न्यूक्लियस रहेगा. Chloroplast will be present in, chlorophyll will be present in chloroplast. और एक स्पेशल स्ट्रक्चर है यूग्लिना में which is somewhat like this, and we call this structure as contractile vacuole. ओके अभी ये वैक्यूल है. वैक्यूल पता है आपको कैसा स्ट्रक्चर है? स्टोरेज स्ट्रक्चर है वैक्यूल, है ना. लेकिन ये कॉन्ट्रैक्टाइल वैक्यूल है क्या? ओके अभी मुझे एक बताओ, यूग्लिना कहाँ रहता है? फ्रेश वाटर में रहता है. हाँ, आपको ऑस्मोसिस सुना है आप लोगों ने? हैव यू हर्ड ऑस्मोसिस? व्हाट इज ऑस्मोसिस? मूवमेंट ऑफ वाटर फ्रॉम इट्स हाई कॉन्सेंट्रेशन टू इट्स लो कॉन्सेंट्रेशन थ्रू अ सेमी परमिएबल मेम्ब्रेन. हाँ, तो ये फ्रेश वाटर में रहता है, तो वाटर का कॉन्सेंट्रेशन ऑब्वियसली मीडियम में ज्यादा होगा. फ्रेश वाटर में सॉल्ट्स कम है ना, पानी का अमाउंट ज्यादा है, सॉल्ट्स कम है, इसीलिए हम उसको फ्रेश वाटर बोलते हैं. पानी मीठा रहता है, राइट. लेकिन उसके बॉडी में क्या होगा? इसके बॉडी में, यूग्लिना के बॉडी में सॉल्ट ज्यादा होगा और वाटर कम रहता है. हमारे बॉडी में भी सेम है. इफ यू आर इन द फ्रेश वाटर, उधर पानी ज्यादा है लेकिन हमारे बॉडी में बहुत सारे सॉल्ट्स है ना. कंपेयर टू वाटर, उसके बॉडी में, फ्रेश वाटर में, उसके बॉडी में पानी कम है. तो पानी क्या करेगा? स्टार्ट्स मूविंग फ्रॉम इट्स हाई कॉन्सेंट्रेशन टू इट्स लो कॉन्सेंट्रेशन. ऐसे अगर पानी आता रहेगा उसके अंदर, यूग्लिना फट सकता है ना. बर्स्ट, it can burst. So to protect itself, what does Euglena have is they have contractile vacuole. ये क्या करेगा? जिस डायरेक्शन से पानी आ रहा है ज्यादा, वहां पर जाकर पहले सेल के अंदर भरेगा, उसके बाद एक्सेस पानी सब वो लेगा. एक्सेस पानी सब कॉन्ट्रैक्टाइल वैक्यूल लेगा और ये सारे वैक्यूल्स है ना बड़े बड़े साइज के हो जाएंगे. उसके बाद पानी इस साइड से आया, ये बड़े हो गया, then it will go to the other side where water is not entering much and it will ejaculate all the water. It will just flush out the water. इससे bursting avoid होगा. समझा? So obviously it is in fresh water. पानी एक साइड पे ज्यादा है compared to its body. So water comes. Osmosis होता है. Osmosis is nature's law. It always happens. Okay? So osmosis will happen and it will absorb all the water. Who will absorb? Contractile vacuole will absorb all the water. Excess water it will absorb. And it goes to the other end and flushes that water out. In this way, bursting is prevented. ये same thing हमारे body में हमारा kidneys करता है. When you drink excess water, maybe for your glowing skin, somebody tells drinking water will help you, and one day you drank 15 liters of water. हाँ, पूरा टंकी काली कर दिया. तो इधर भी टंकी काली होता है ना. कितनी बार यूरिनेशन में जाते हो? बिकॉज किडनीज आर इन्वॉल्व इन ऑस्मोसिस. अगर किडनी काम नहीं करता तो आप भी फट सकते हो. ओके हाँ. सो दे हैव कॉन्ट्रैक्टाइल वैक्यूल. नॉट ओनली देम, मोस्ट ऑफ द फ्रेश वाटर ऑर्गेनिजम्स, इवन इन फ्रेश वाटर फिश यू सी, देयर इज कॉन्ट्रैक्टाइल वैक्यूल्स विच प्रिवेंट्स देम फ्रॉम बर्स्टिंग. ओके ठीक है. हाँ,
the water is flushed out through pores.
Yeah, through the plasma membrane. Okay, so okay, draw the structure. Okay, now write down. Did you all write its storage? Okay, write down storage. Paramylum starch. PARA, paramylum starch. Paramylum starch. Next is nutrition. Paramylum starch. Next is nutrition. Nutrition. So they have a very weird kind of nutrition. Okay, why did I say weird is, one reason you saw there is presence of chlorophyll, that too chlorophyll just like higher plants. Higher plants में भी chlorophyll A और chlorophyll B मिलेगा. Euglena also has chlorophyll A and chlorophyll B. So शायद हो सकता है Euglena आगे जाकर higher plants बन गया. Okay, बन गया, turn into algae and then how it prolonged. Okay, हाँ. Now looking at this, why did I tell its nutrition is weird? They have a special kind of nutrition which is known as mixotrophic nutrition. Now mixotrophic मतलब कुछ तो मिक्सिंग हो रहा है ना. जब सनलाइट है फ्रेश वाटर में, अगर सनलाइट है तो वो बनेगा ऑक्सीजनिक फोटोऑटोट्रोप्स. अगर यूग्लिना के प्लास्टो फ्लैजिला है तो वो स्विम करते करते शायद अंदर गया डाइविंग करने के लिए, अंडर वाटर डाइविंग करने के लिए. हाँ, अंदर गया, थोड़ा डीप बेंथिक जोन में गया, उधर तो सनलाइट पहुंचता नहीं है. तब अगर उसको भूख लगेगा तो वो क्या करेगा, वो हेटेरोट्रोफिक बनेगा, वो दूसरे ऑर्गेनिजम्स को खाएगा. सो व्हेन सनलाइट इज अवेलेबल इट विल डू फोटोसिंथेसिस. सनलाइट नहीं है तो वो क्या करेगा, वो एनिमल जैसे बिहेव करेगा. इट विल ईट अनदर ऑर्गेनिज्म. Holozoic mode of nutrition, heterotroph it will become. So that kind of nutrition where both food is also prepared and another organism is also consumed is known as mixotrophic mode of nutrition. Okay? Sorry?
Could you repeat?
You didn't understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever sunlight is present, it is a oxygenic photoautotrophs. Matlab it will prepare its own food. Suppose there is no sunlight. मतलब maybe at night, or maybe it's having flagella, so it can swim and go deep into the water. So if Euglena goes deep into the water, sunlight won't penetrate. That time it will consume other organisms. So it has both. It can juggle. It can do photosynthesis. It can also eat another organism. So that kind of nutrition is known as mixotrophic nutrition. Okay? Huh. Write down. They have mixotrophic mode of nutrition. They have mixotropic mode of nutrition. Under that first point, if sunlight is present, they behave as oxygenic photoautotrophs. Oxygenic photoautotroph. Oxygenic photoautotrophs. Next point. If sunlight is absent, they are predators. They are predators which eat smaller organisms. Okay. Next, let's see its reproduction. Unicellular है, अगर asexual reproduction करता है, then it is binary fission. So write down reproduction. Binary fission. Especially what type of binary fission? Lateral binary fission. मतलब it's going to divide like this. It doesn't divide transversely. ऐसा divide होगा. lateral binary division. Lateral binary division. In the bracket again mitosis. Okay, fine. So we'll wind up the class. Did you all understand oxygenic photoautotrope? Sorry, oxygenic protista. All the three clear: chrysophytes, dinoflagellates, as well as euglenoids. Okay. Next class we'll start with saprophytic protista. Okay.